Hi there, welcome back to Whiskey and Whit. I'm Whitney and today I'm showing you how I DIY'd these pillows behind me without a sewing machine. You guys, I'm so excited about these pillows. I showed them to you in my fall home tour and today I'm sharing with you the secrets of how I made no-sew pillows out of napkins from HomeGoods.
For this project, I grabbed a variety of materials from placemats to napkins and then also some heat and bond to hook everything together. I tested it out and I'll let you know what worked and what didn't work. This heat and bond was the best that I found and I purchased it at Walmart. You're going to want a thicker strip and you're going to want the extra hold. First things first, iron out all of the dents that you have from it being packaged. After your fabric is smooth, you're going to want to make sure that both of your right sides, so the sides that you want to be out on the outside of your pillow, are facing in because you're going to flip it. And then the next step is to line up your heat bond around the outside of the bottom layer of fabric. You're going to hook it to one side and then you're going to remove the covering and then you're going to hook the top side. So you want to make sure that that peel off side is up because if not, it's going to hook right to your iron and it's going to melt on. So make sure that you leave that up. Now the packaging said like 10 seconds. It was more like a minute. So be patient. Now once you get all the way around the outside, you're going to want to leave an opening like I did there so that you can flip the pillow and also stuff it. Next up is you're going to flip the pillow. And if for some reason something didn't hook, you can use this time to like reset the outside, make sure that everything is all hooked. And then you're going to need your polyfill. I got this at Joann's and I used a 40% off coupon. And then you're just going to start stuffing your pillows. Now that box gave me enough stuffing. I still have a ton left and I made a ton of pillows. So I ended up getting that for like 12 bucks at Joann's with a coupon. Now the key with this is I start putting everything just kind of in the center at first, and then once you kind of get it decently full, you're going to want to make sure that you get stuffing into the corners, so then that way it's a full square and it's going to look nice and fluffy wherever you put it in your house. I kind of used my hands to kind of mold everything, make sure that there weren't random lumps in the pillow. If there are, this is the time that you want to make sure to work it out because it's a lot easier when your hand is inside the pillow as opposed to when you seal the pillow and you can't get inside. And then your final step is going to be to really make sure that everything's in there how you want and then take an additional strip of your heat and bond to be able to hook that small hole. So I kind of lined it up. If you can't get the full thing in there, I've ripped a couple pieces just so it would all fit. You want to make sure everything's in there, and this, you want to be super careful. You're going to do the same process of kind of hooking the heat and bond to the one side, peeling it and hooking it again, but you definitely want to be careful. Don't burn your hands. You want to make sure that that is set. If for some reason it pops out, just go ahead and give it another hit with the heat, and then you can kind of mess with it, pinch it, and then that'll let you know, okay, this is hooked, this isn't hooked, this is gapping here, and then that way you can fix it as needed with your iron. After I made a few pillows, I learned that using my chip clips from my kitchen was the best idea because it helps, it kind of acts as an extra hand for you to keep things together, especially when you're trying to get a certain area to hook together. So I used them on either side and kind of throughout the middle, so then I was putting heat on a smaller area, but the other side wasn't like pulling against what I was trying to hook together, and it worked out really well. I just moved the clips as I was going, so then that way I had an open area to work with, but then while it was cooling, it was still keeping it held together so it hooked as tight as it could. I also used this placemat from Big Lots to make another pillow, and the backing for that one came from some clearance placemats I found at HomeGoods. So the same process as the first pillow, you're going to want to make sure your outsides are facing in and then start going around the outside with your heat and bond. Once it's been done, you can go ahead and flip the pillow inside out. Same process, like I said, as the other one. This is just going to give you a rectangle lumbar pillow instead of a square accent pillow. And this one took a little bit longer to get everything to hook together. I think the burlap fabric was a little bit thicker. So once I flipped it, I went back through once it was flipped and hit it again with another round from the iron just to make sure everything stuck together. Then you're going to stuff it, making sure that your corners are full, just like you did with the other pillow. And like I said, this one was more of a pain, so I made sure to hit it with heat. And there you have it. They are very simple, but they turned out so good. And if you're trying to buy these from Target, they're like 28 bucks. These I ended up making for under 10.
Be sure to hit subscribe down below if you haven't already so you don't miss my next DIY project. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!